In tonight's Healthier Me, everyone loves a good scare on Halloween, but not when it comes to your child's safety.
Valley News Team's Danielle Barber explains some easy and effective ways parents can help their kids reduce the risk of injury.
There's an increase of traffic. There's a lot of parents driving kids house to house, but then there's also a lot of kids that are running without their parents, so they might not be following all of the correct pedestrian rules.
Kids are more than twice as likely to be hit by a car and killed on Halloween than any other day of the year. Child Injury Prevention Coordinator Elizabeth Ostrich says this can be easily avoided.
A lot of kids like to zigzag house to house and hit both sides of the street at the same time, but we don't recommend that. We would recommend staying on one side of the street and using the sidewalks. And then also just making sure you're stopping and looking for cars coming from both directions because it's a high volume of traffic that night.
Perhaps the biggest part of Halloween is dressing up. Ostrich says to buy light-colored costumes if possible. But if your child picks a costume that might be difficult to see at night, there are other options.
We always recommend reflective tape or any kind of reflective items, whether they have a strip on their suit or their costume. You can get the Halloween buckets that actually have lights on them. Having glow sticks or any kind of they have the glow necklaces and bracelets and stuff, so anything lit up that you can get your kid to wear.
Some costumes may require a face mask, but because they can be a potential safety hazard, it's recommended that kids wear face paint instead.
We don't want them to have big bulky masks on that they can't see the stairs below them or the sidewalk. Same thing, you want to make sure their costumes aren't too long so they're constantly tripping on them.
Once the costumes are on, it's time for trick-or-treating. But as harmless as it sounds, even candy can pose a potential danger to kids.
You look through and check all of your children's candy. Make sure there's no needles or if it looks suspicious. I know there's a lot of different drugs out there now that look like candy.
If any candy wrappers are already open, throw it away. And don't eat any homemade treats unless you know the person you got them from. Danielle Barber, Valley News Live.
Injury prevention experts recommend children under the age of 12 have adult supervision on Halloween night.
Good advice. Later in sports, a local athlete makes his first career start in the National Hockey League. Highlights from Zane McIntyre's big night.
Up next, details on tonight's Rally for Renee in Holly.